is Hector. This is Everything Horror, where we like to talk about everything horror. Today, we are going to talk about a horror movie and a short story. That horror movie and short story is In the Tall Grass. It is a story by Stephen King and Joe Hill. They co-wrote it together, and it is in Joe Hill's book called Full Throttle. It's a collection of short stories. Some are made with his father. Most of them are some of his own works or reworks of other stories. I haven't totally finished the book, but with a new movie coming out, In the Tall Grass, starring Patrick Wilson, I decided to do a review of the short story and the book. So, get ready for that. Now, In the Tall Grass, both movie and short story, is about a brother and sister driving cross country. Now, when they're driving, they hear this faint noise in the background. They shut everything off and come to realize there's someone yelling for help from the grass. They decide to go in, and then some madness ensues. Now, the story and the movie are a bit different from each other. But I'll go into that once I get into spoilers. Now, the original work by Joe Hill and Stephen King, I really, really like, and it's so macabre and disturbing. Probably one of the most horrifying things that I've read in a while. It was pretty intense, and it's one of those things while you're reading it, you need to take a break, collect yourself, and then keep reading. It's pretty morbid, but it's a great story. A quick read. I think it's like about 60 or 70 pages, so really fast to read, and it's just a gut-wrenching ending to that story. Now, the movie is directed by Vincenzo Natali. He directed Splice. He also directed Cube. It stars Patrick Wilson. There's newcomers Laisla de Oliveira, and Avery Whitted. Now, the first thing I thought of when I was watching this film was it looks great. They really capture that claustrophobic feel whenever you're reading the story. They really capture that for the movie. I really liked that about the film. I liked the acting. They were all very good. Although the brother gets a little hammy, but other than that, it's pretty good. Patrick Wilson looks like he's having fun. And then the spin that they take on the original work is pretty interesting. I wasn't liking it at first, but then as the movie progressed, it kind of won me over. But yeah, the movie is actually pretty good. It's on Netflix, so it's an easy watch. And with it being such a short story, it's easy just to read that real quick and then go and watch the movie, and you can kind of like pick. Oh wow, they took that from the book. Oh yeah, that's an interesting spin. So that's something that I suggest doing. Overall, I think both the works are very well done. Of course, the story is great. The movie is pretty good. If I was to grade the short story, it would be a 4.5 out of 5. It's really good. And if I was to grade the film, I would say it was probably around a 3.5 out of 5. Alright, now let's get into spoilers. Now, in the short story, just like in a lot of Stephen King's stories, they decided to put in that mysticism into the book. They decided to put that mysticism with that rock that was praised by the natives and gives you knowledge of how to get out of the tall grass. I like the spin that they did for the movie. In the original story, there's no time loop. It's just pretty much the grass makes you go crazy. And I was actually really, really surprised that the film actually played out that scene from the story. It is one of the most horrific things I have ever read. And although the film, I think they did it as tasteful as you can, no pun intended. From what they showed, it's very disturbing because you're imagining it in your head like you are in the story, which I thought was a good choice for them. Ugh, it's, it's just disgusting. The cannibalism in both the film and the book are just uh, something that you won't forget. The over top gore at the end was well done. And then the introduction of a whole other character came out of the left field. I thought that was very interesting. When they had Becky's baby daddy come into the movie, I thought that was very interesting. And then the whole time loop thing, at first, like I said, was kind of but and then as I saw where it was going, I thought it was actually a pretty good use. And I was really feeling in the beginning like, wow, they're really going through the beats of the short story really quick. So I can imagine it with the material being so squished down. It's only a 60-page read. I can imagine that they needed to expand upon it a bit, and I commend them for that. Anyways, you guys, overall it was an enjoyable experience, the book and the film, even though it was a horrific experience at the same time. Anyways, that was just my thoughts on both the movie and the story. If you like this type of content, please be sure to give it a like, subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. Anyways, my name is Hector, and this was Everything Horror. Take care, peeps.